Now, on Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
Surging coronavirus cases as the race for a vaccine inches closer to the finish line. The new treatment just approved by the FDA.
And the plan to spend 5 days in class again halted.
I think they definitely need to get back to school.
This has hundreds of students quarantined in another district.
6 feet is not very far. I was able to see clearly the ballots and see them enter the information.
Allegheny County slammed with a lawsuit over the counting process. The first-hand account from this poll watcher.
Pittsburgh's Action News 4 begins with breaking news.
And that breaking news, a major step forward in treating COVID-19. The FDA is giving emergency approval for Eli Lilly's antibody therapy. This as a possible game changer in the battle to stop the virus from spreading. Pfizer may have its vaccine ready to go as soon as next month.
The possible bright spots come as the U.S. hits 10 million coronavirus cases. This according to data from Johns Hopkins University. And the numbers keep surging quickly.
First, let's take a look at that antibody treatment by Eli Lilly. It is used to treat mild to moderate coronavirus cases in high-risk adults and children. The FDA's approval is based off a study done last month, which shows the drug helps improve symptoms and keeps many patients out of the hospital.
And Pfizer says early results show its vaccine is more than 90% effective. The vaccine requires 2 doses, and more study is needed to determine how long immunity to the virus will last. It's also unclear right now when the vaccine may be available to most people.
Not very many people expected it would be as high as that. A 90% efficacy just is extraordinary. So right now we want to take a look at the details of the data, but this is very good news looking forward.
We should tell you Pfizer's vaccine is not approved yet by the FDA. The drug maker says it plans to seek emergency use authorization for later this month, and the CEO says when it becomes available, it will be free. President Donald Trump speaking only via Twitter today, responding to the Pfizer vaccine news, writing, "Stock market up big, vaccine coming soon, report 90% effective, such great news."
President-elect Joe Biden is also pleased but cautious. Today, he laid out his COVID-19 plan for the nation.
It's clear that this vaccine, even if approved, will not be widely available for many months yet to come. The challenge before us right now is still immense and growing.
The president-elect says his new 13-member coronavirus task force will be led by former U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy, former FDA Commissioner Dr. David Kessler, and Yale University professor Dr. Marcella Nunez-Smith. Also on the team, Rick Bright, the whistleblower who alleged his early warnings about the pandemic went ignored by the Trump administration. President-elect Biden says confronting the pandemic is his top priority. The task force is charged with advising and helping to implement his plan, which includes calling on governors to mandate masks, doubling the number of coronavirus testing sites, and boosting tracing, and creating a task force to study racial disparity.
Meantime, Moderna, another drug maker conducting vaccine trials in the U.S., says it may also have early results from its late-stage trials sometime this month. Across the Commonwealth, the state health department reports 6,311 new cases over the past 2 days.
That brings the total to more than 235,000 cases since the pandemic began in Pennsylvania. And in Allegheny County, 530 new cases over the past 48 hours, bringing the total to 17,656. No new deaths reported.
County by county now, Westmoreland County reports 97 new cases, and both Washington and Butler counties saw an additional 67 coronavirus cases. Steelers tight end Vance McDonald has tested positive for COVID-19. That's according to the NFL's Transaction Wire. He missed practice on Friday with an illness, but still traveled with the team to Dallas and even played in part of yesterday's game. The team is now conducting contact tracing. On Saturday, a staff member self-quarantined after testing positive. We'll have more on the fallout of the case and what it means for next Sunday's game just ahead in Action Sports.
Now, I talked with Allegheny Health Network's Director of Emergency Medicine today on Allegheny County's positivity rate, which is nearly 15% for the numbers released today.
It is extraordinarily worrisome, and we have to change our behavior. When we look around the country, we see that when you get to a positivity rate above 10%, that's when things can get really bad really quickly, because that means that there is widespread community transmission of the illness.
When it comes to schools, Dr. Venkat says the data does not show large groups being infected because of students being in school.
At Seneca Valley schools, despite at least 400 students being in quarantine, the district is moving some students back into the classroom starting on Wednesday. Students in grades 7 through 12 will go back to a hybrid model of virtual and in-person learning from November 11th through December 7th. 11th and 12th graders are already learning remotely for this week. Currently, the district has control over how it chooses to teach, but if the number of COVID-19 cases continue to climb, the state could take over. Pittsburgh's Action News 4 reporter Brittany Hoke is live tonight with an update from Norwin schools. The district is once again pushing back when students will return to 5-day in-person classes. Brittany, a rise in the case number is to blame, right?
That's right, Mike. The district says that contact tracing is showing that it's not spreading within their school district. However, they're looking at the community numbers within Norwin, and they say that is the reason why they're holding off to returning to in-person instruction.
I think they definitely need to get back to school.
Audrey McManus has 4 grandchildren in the Norwin School District and says she sees firsthand their struggle to keep up while learning from home.
Trying to get some of them to really take this all seriously at home. If the parents are not home to help them, with some of their subjects, they just, don't make the grades.
The strain on families and grades was the reason the district had been pushing for a full return to in-person learning since the middle of October. An email sent to parents on the 15th said they plan to return by November 4th. Despite rising case numbers in Westmoreland County, the district said numbers in the Norwin community remained low. But soon after, hundreds of students and staff members in the district ended up in quarantine, and they moved the date to November 18th. Tonight, the board decided to put it on hold again.
If we were to switch right now into 5 days of instruction, it is very likely, and that I can confidently say that those increases in school closures due to the number of positive cases, they definitely would increase.
Now, the district did adopt a plan for synchronous online learning 5 days a week. They're hoping that that will address concerns from parents about teacher and student interaction. Reporting live tonight, Brittany Hoke, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
Brittany, thank you. A note for parents tonight. Synchronous learning means students will have to have a set schedule and would watch their classes live. Teachers would take attendance, but the district says if a student cannot attend live, classes would be recorded to watch later.
Breaking news right now, a man is in critical condition after being stabbed multiple times in McKeesport. Police say this happened along Duquesne Avenue. The victim was taken to the hospital. No other details have been released. Police are asking anyone with information to give them a call.
Commitment 2020 now, and it's been projected that President-elect Joe Biden will win Pennsylvania's 20 electoral votes. But the vote counting continues.
Biden is increasing his lead over President Donald Trump to more than 45,000 votes. But just hours ago, the Trump campaign named Allegheny County and 6 other Pennsylvania counties in a lawsuit. The new lawsuit claims voters in, quote, Democratic-heavy counties got opportunities to cast a ballot that voters in, quote, Republican-heavy counties didn't get. The suit also argues that meaningful observation by both parties wasn't allowed in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany speaking on behalf of President Trump's re-election campaign.
We're hearing these reports. We're seeing them come in. We are vetting them. We are getting affidavits. So right now we would point you to all of that. That information is publicly available. But what we're asking for right now is patience as we explore these equal protection claims, among others.
Nicole Nino observed Allegheny County's vote counting operations for the Republican Party.
I sort of wanted to see with my own eyes what was going on.
Nino was trained on all the potential problems that mean a ballot must be thrown out.
The signature is certainly one of them, the address, if the voter is from a certain district or not, if they're registered to vote, those sorts of classifications of the voter.
She tells us she was able to get as close as 6 feet from elections workers inspecting ballots inside the Allegheny County Elections Warehouse Friday. Nino says the 3 or 4 election workers she was designated to keep an eye on were above board. She says while everyone is human, she saw no evidence of fraud.
And the couple mistakes that were made were rectified that I saw. And that being said, even if they had a question, they would go to a supervisor if there was an issue.
And this just in tonight, Allegheny County is responding to the Trump campaign's lawsuit, saying, quote, no party or candidate was treated differently, and representatives from the Democratic, Libertarian, and Republican parties were all part of these proceedings. They go on to say, quote, all individuals were free to move back and forth between rooms and observer areas, were frequently provided status updates, and staff were available for questions from those individuals.
We also have this update tonight. Allegheny County says there are now roughly 7,000 mail-in ballots left to count, plus 17,000 provisional ballots. During an elections board meeting next week, the board will determine how to handle them.
Our Commitment 2020 coverage continues online, where you can find more on the Trump campaign lawsuit and more from President-elect Joe Biden's transition plans. You can find all that and updates and alerts on the WTAE mobile app.
Well, the summer weather continues. Checking Pittsburgh's action weather. Our stretch of gorgeous weather will be coming to an end this week, but not before temps climb to a record high tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope you guys both got outside today. Chief Meteorologist Mike Harvey tracking just how high those temperatures are going to get. And there's also an impact day thrown in there too, Mike.
That's right. As we head down the week, we will have some rain, possibly some thunderstorms with heavy rain moving in. But today and into tomorrow, it's all about the very nice weather and the warm temperatures we're experiencing. Today, a high of 75 degrees, 20 degrees above the normal high of 55, and just one away from tying the record high of 76. As we head into tomorrow, we'll have temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. The record high for tomorrow is only 73, so we will go well past that and set a new record for tomorrow. You can see all the sunshine that we will be seeing as we head through Tuesday. Just a couple of clouds later on in the day, but it is Wednesday. We will have that impact day. We'll have rain, pockets of heavy rain that will be moving in, so 2 completely different days between Tuesday and Wednesday. I'll let you know how long this rain is going to be sticking around. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Mike. A COVID-19 vaccine may not mean getting a shot in the arm if it's up to one researcher.
You may just spray your nose and mouth, then you are immunized.
The nasal mist that could prove cheaper, easier to make, and less painful for you.
And is the transformation coming to the old Westinghouse site? The $300 million plan that could bring more than 1,000 jobs with it.